Hey Little Kids parents, we are super stoked to kick off Superhero Month in October. We're going to be talking about how God can help us be brave. We worship a big, awesome God that's bigger than our biggest fears, and we can trust Him with those fears. And because we know how powerful and awesome God is, we can be brave. It's a great reminder for our little ones and us as well. We're going to kick off the month October 1st with talking about the story of Rahab and the spies. And Rahab hears how powerful Yahweh is, and she decides that she wants to help the spies. It inspires her to step out in faith and be brave. And so we learn that I can be brave because God is powerful. And our Start the Conversation question is, how is God powerful? We want our kids to be able to think through the ways that God is big and awesome and mighty, and to know that He is bigger than their biggest fears. The next week, we're talking about David and Goliath, an oldie but a goodie, and we are going to face down a giant. We're going to be talking about how I can be brave because God is with me. We want kids to know that David wasn't able to be brave in his own strength. He was brave because he knew that God was with him, fighting his battles for him, and that we can trust God to fight our battles too. So our Start the Conversation question is, what are you afraid of? We want kids to be able to answer that question and then know that they can hand that fear over to God. And then the next week, we are talking about Daniel in the lion's den. He still prays to God even when it means he gets thrown into a den of lions. And so we're talking about how I can be brave and trust God. And because Daniel prayed to God, we're going to ask our kids, what do you talk to God about? And then the next week, we're going to talk about the story of Queen Esther, a girl who finds herself in the palace and has a very hard decision to make. She can hide and continue to pretend that she's not part of God's people and the queen. Or she can take her position and her power and use it to help others, but doing so at a great risk to herself. And Esther decides that she can be brave and help others. And so our Start the Conversation question is, why do we help others? And then we're going to be wrapping up the month talking about Miriam, Moses' big sister. And at several points in life, God asks her to do big things and helps her to be brave and to step into those things. We want our kids to know that God can help me do brave things. That part of trusting God is knowing that He's there with us, working in and through us to do things that require courage, to step out in faith. And so our Start the Conversation question is, what is something brave that God can help you do? And then the last thing I wanted to let you know is our memory verse for the month, which is a little long, but it's a lot of fun and it's a great reminder. It is, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you. Deuteronomy 31:6. We hope you enjoyed this month, and our kids love talking about superheroes of the faith and how God helps us be brave.